If I finish 75 hard, what else can I do? I don't even think I've hit my full limit yet when it comes to running, because every time I stop, I know there was more. I know I can push myself even more. So I needed to prove myself that I'm a finisher. Our minds limit us sometimes. That was something I was suffering with a lot, But this year, it's all in here. Well, keep grinding, keep going with the daily, and then in turn, that would affect other areas of my life. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, y'all? So guess what? I just signed up for my first ever marathon. It's gonna be March 2nd, and it's currently about 40 days away. I am super excited. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, honestly, thinking about it. 26.2 miles. It was just last year, August, that I started running. So now the next goal is 26.2 miles, a full marathon. Mind you, I've never run any type of race before. I've not done any 5Ks, 10Ks, nothing like that. So it's actually really, really crazy thinking about it. But here we are. I'm super excited, man. So why am I running this marathon? Last year, I started doing 75 hard. And it was a way to really discover who I am and really push myself to the limit. I realized I was starting and stopping a lot of things and I wasn't finishing. So I needed to prove myself that I'm a finisher. How else to prove yourself? Complete one of the hardest challenges out there. Finishing that 75 hard really gave me that confidence to really explore so many things. I started swimming, I started boxing, I just started exploring anything that made me nervous, anything that made me scared, because I was like, yo, if I finish 75 hard, what else can I do, right? That was literally my mindset. If I finish 75 hard, what else would I stop myself from experiencing? So I started running and I've kept running since then. And now it's January 2025. And when I was writing my goals down, I was like, you know what? I want to hit 1,000 miles this year, 100 miles per month. And I want to do about 3 competitions. So the first one coming up, the first quarter, March 2nd, is the Atlanta Publix Marathon. I wasn't even thinking about it, but one of my friends, workout partners, he shared this with me. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big. Cause I already know I can do a 5K. I already know I can do 10. I already know I can do a half. I just did a half practicing last week and my body was shocked. My body was crushed, but I know I can. And honestly, I don't even think I've hit my full limit yet when it comes to running, because every time I stop, I know there was more. Like, I don't think I ever gone to the point where I was like, yo, I really cannot move. The 60 miles was really, really tough on me, but I knew I could have hit 20 if I really wanted to be out there for that long. And mind you, it's January, so it's cold and it's freezing, so my nose was dripping snot and everything, and it wasn't pretty at all. But I know I can push myself even more, so I'm super excited, man. So that is the main reason why I'm running this marathon, is to basically and challenge myself that I'm capable of so much more. Our minds limit us sometimes. Like, we really keep ourselves trapped in a box, and that was something I was suffering with a lot, forcing myself to stay in the comfort zone, not stretching myself, not really digging deep and finding out what I was made of. And the feeling of always quitting right when you start something, I hated that feeling. It was like, you have this great idea, you started, there's so much adrenaline, there's so much rush and pump to get this idea off the ground, but when it comes to the actual grind, the daily grind, it gets boring and now you stop. And running is one of the worst things ever. It's so boring. Like, being on the track, being outside and just going in a circle over and over and over again by yourself especially, there is no fun in that. But I'm realizing if I'm able to stay in those moments and push even harder, I can transfer these skills to other things, right? So that's my goal. Keep grinding, keep going with the daily, and then in turn, that would affect other areas of my life. So I got 6 full weeks left until March 2nd. So I came up with a schedule. I watched some YouTube videos. I watched Nick Bear. I used even ChatGPT. I read some stuff and I came up with a plan that I feel like will work best for me, and based on recommendations from other athletes and other trainers as well too. So I have it on my laptop. I'm gonna be reading off to you because I don't have it memorized. So let's talk through it, man. So currently, this is what the schedule looks like, right? So Mondays is the recovery run. So that's about 3 to 5 miles at an easy pace. Tuesdays, we're looking at speed training, right? So we're doing 6 about 1 mile repeats at about 7:45, 8-minute pace. Because currently I can go for 8:30s for about 12 miles. Like I can average about 8:30s for about 12 miles, right? So that's the pace I'm working on. My goal is to hit the marathon in 3 hours and 30 minutes, and that's an average of 8:30 pace. So that's the goal. Wednesdays, we're resting, a little bit of cross training, some simple stuff, walking, cycling, nothing too crazy. My knees hurt from cycling, so I try not to do too much of that one. And then Thursdays are the tempo runs, right? So we going 5 to 8 miles with 3 to 6 miles at a marathon pace. Friday, easy runs, or sometimes I rest too. We're doing 4 to 6 miles at a relaxed pace. Chill, easy run. Saturday, long runs. So last week I just did 16. This coming Saturday, I'm pushing for 18. I really feel like I could do 20, but I still want to pace myself a little bit more. So I'm go for minimum 18 miles this coming Saturday. And then after that, I'm going up to 20. So gradually increasing it every week. And then on Sundays, honestly, I either don't run or I walk. Because after that 60 miler, my knees were toast. I could not move at all. So I try to keep it a little bit slower right after a long run. So that overall, that is the schedule, and that's what it looks like. So the tempo runs, they're basically supposed to help build my ability to hold the faster paces comfortably. That's what it says. And when I perform, I'm gonna let y'all know if this training came out pretty legit, but the tempo runs are supposed to help me keep my faster paces comfortably, right? So the long runs help build your endurance. And I realized the long runs, you're not supposed to run them at a super fast pace. You run them at a good, easy, what's that called? Level 2, I forgot the name, shoot, it just skipped my mind, but at a pace where you can hold conversations. That's what you're supposed to do on the long runs. And then the intervals, that's what helps improve your VO2 max and efficiency, right? That's the plan, that's the schedule. My goal is ideally in the long run to really hit 8-minute miles for a marathon. That's the long term goal. But for now, we're going for the 8:30s. So now with nutrition and recovery, so mind you, like I said, I'm coming off, the 75 hard, and I was cutting super hard. So I was eating about, honestly, 1,600 calories a day. And it was like I was barely, fueling myself and really having a lot of nutrition and a lot of energy. So I was doing a lot of my workouts, super tired. I was just pushing. It was literally just mental grit to push through these workouts. But since I started training, I'm realizing I need more fuel, because I'm still strength training. So I strength train in the mornings and then I run mid-afternoons. So I need lots and lots of fuel to really facilitate muscle growth, facilitate recovery, even carbohydrates. I wasn't even eating carbs like that last year. It was minimal carbs, high protein diet, and that was about it. But now I'm trying to have more of a balanced meal, right? So now I'm upping my calories to about 3,000 to 3,500 to kind of offset and provide me more energy when I'm working out and need more fuel. So about 50 to 60% of that is carbs, about 20 to 25% of that is protein, and then fats are about 20 to 30%. And honestly, I'm probably eating the carbs and the protein at the same level. Honestly, I don't really measure this stuff, but I try to get more protein because I'm still strength training. So I still want to be able to keep the muscles. And if you're putting in long miles and, on average, we're hitting about 25 miles per week minimum, it's like you're gonna need a lot, So typically when it comes to the timing of when I eat, I have it on here, pre-run, gotta have a meal. During the long runs, I'm using some energy gels to keep me right. Post-run, I'm getting me a shake. And then the main meals I'm eating, I'm having a lot of chicken, a lot of shrimp, a lot of salmon, a lot of greens, broccoli, rice. I keep it basic, I don't make it too complicated. I try to go for the essentials and I just eat a lot of them. So right now I try to eat minimum 3 major meals a day, supplement with some protein shakes, some protein bars, sandwiches, tuna, and honestly just call it a day from there. So the gels, man, I didn't really used to experience the full potential of the gels until when I was running the 16 miles. And then I think I was 2 hours in and I was thirsty. So usually when I run, I don't drink anything. Like when I actually start running, I try not to stop. I try not to drink anything. I just try to push through until I'm done. So at a 2-hour mark, I was dehydrated. I was thirsty. My throat was dry and I didn't have any water close to me, but I had a gel in my packet when I was running. Man, I tell you, that brought me back to life. just even the sugar in it, I don't know if they got sugar in it, but just the taste of it made me feel like, ooh, I can go for another hour. So the gels are really important. I'm about to buy more off Amazon, but right now I've been using the BPN gels by Nick Barr. I love it. Of course, water. So I drink about 3-4 of these right here. So I think that equals a gallon, if I'm not mistaken. If you drink 4 of these, that's a gallon. So, you know, workouts during the day, post-workout, before I go to sleep, I'm chugging on these right here. Make sure I'm good. And then for recovery, you know, I'm stretching a lot, active recovery using the foam rollers, walking, really stretching my back. Because sometimes when I'm running, my back feels a little tight. So really doing a lot of stretching, opening my hips up to give me that fluidity and just give me that motion and everything. So that's overall the hydration, nutrition, recovery status right there. So for the supplements, I'm taking creatine, I'm taking G1M Sport, I'm taking collagen, I'm taking omega-3s, B12s, and then just some greens, some bloom greens, or even AG1 sometimes, depends on what I have in stock. And that, you know, just helps fuel me, because sometimes I might not get enough of these in my diet. So I just supplement that with these things right here. Usually take them in the morning before I work out, so that way throughout the day, you know, everything's good to go. Overall, the hardest thing I feel like for this marathon is actually just showing up every day to train. That is honestly probably one of the hardest things, and I feel like I chose one of the worst times to really train for a marathon. And it's cold, it's freezing, like it's about 18 degrees, and I know some folks be like, oh, it's -13, wherever they are. Bro, here it's 18 degrees and you go outside and your hands just freeze up. And I don't like using the gym inside, because when it's actually race day, it's gonna be outside. So I want to get used to being outside, used to running outside, not just on the treadmill. Like, I want to actually experience outside and really push myself and go that long distance. And being able to facilitate, you know, game day environment is what I need the most. So I had to get like some industrial gloves, honestly, like some really thick gloves that keep my fingers warm, and I had to get some wool socks, because it is top tier cold. So that is one of the hardest things about training right now. Just showing up in that cold every single day, you know, putting that hoodie on, putting that fit on, putting the mask on, and then going for it. That's honestly probably one of the hardest things, I'm not gonna lie. Certain days you just don't feel like it. And that is what I love about the marathon and the journey and the progression. It's like, if you don't train, you're gonna suck. If you don't really put in that effort, you're not gonna get to your goal. And having that goal and having that marker forces me to every single day show up. Because I know if I don't, I'm not gonna do my best. And I've already put it out there. I've already put it out there that I wanna go for that 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm that type of person where once I say it, I need to stick to it. And I'll feel bad when I don't stick to it. So I'll put a little bit of pressure on myself by saying stuff like this, because it holds me accountable. Because I put it in the atmosphere. I put it in the universe, like, hey, y'all, March 2nd, I'll post it on my Instagram story. March 2nd, we going for that marathon. We not stopping, we actually going for it. So now I have to back it up. I link up with my friends, they asking, you been training for it? How's it looking for you, right? Accountability is what I'm using to help keep me on track for it. Because like I said, last year, I would set a lot of goals, I would set a lot of things, but I wouldn't do it. And it's because I was by myself, right? I was doing a lot of things by myself, but now being a part of accountability groups is forcing me to show up, be accountable to somebody else, because I already told them, and I know they're gonna ask me about it, and I don't want to disappoint. So that's one of the cheat codes I found to really drive me forward. And, you know, of course, listen to motivational videos, David Goggins, Nick Bear, Ed Milet, Eric Thomas. I'm playing all these when I'm running to get me in that zone and get me in that flow. Because like I said, bro, it's not even about my body or my legs. It's all up in here in the mindset and the ability to really overcome yourself is so important. And that's what I'm realizing with all these things that I'm preparing myself for this year. It's all in here. And if I can dial in my focus, if I can dial in and be locked in on the right frequency all year long, I'm gonna be dangerous. Like, I'm gonna be dangerous. Like, I'm gonna be here in December with a new video talking about, hey, I'm going for 3 hours, 15 minutes. I don't know. Oh, I'm going for 3 hours, 8 minutes, like Boston Marathon time. Like, it's all about being dialed in and staying in that zone. And I feel like right now the energy of a new year is so high. I'm using it to build the systems I need that's gonna propel me forward. And even about focus, I just got this new app. It's called Opal. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have heard about it. I just got it and I've set it to where from 4 a.m. till 12 p.m. social media is shut down. Like I shut it down. Like literally, I grab my phone, it doesn't open. It doesn't work. It literally does not work. So that is a system I've employed. So by the time I even open my eyes and grab my phone, it's already locked me out. And I ain't got nothing else to do but focus. Nothing else to do but work. And I need to find a couple other systems I can put in place that are really gonna force me to really make it happen, because out of sight, out of mind, right? And I was realizing, you know, I would wake up and the first thing I would do just grab my phone and be distracted. And during the day, I'll be on my phone and I'll miss the window I was supposed to go work out. And then it's too cold. Now I'm in my head like, oh my God, it's too cold. I don't want to go do it, right? So if I'm focused, I'm dialed in and we're making it happen. So I'm super excited, y'all, man. Hopefully y'all join me on this journey. I'm gonna be posting a lot more content related to the marathon. Actually even show you the grocery shopping, some foods I'm preparing to really fuel me and get me right for this journey. So hopefully catch y'all in the next video, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the comments. Really, really appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment. Peace out.